What up, YouTube? It's your boy Marv Over Matter back with another video. And today, what I'm gonna talk about is why women have the upper hand in dating and how do you get it back, man? How do you get it back? So, I've been thinking about this lately because, again, I'm back out here dating. So, I'm seeing what it is, what's going on. I'm also seeing just in the media, guys are getting cooked. You know, you got the Shannon Sharp situation. You got the situation with the basketball player who, I guess he flew a girl out. She didn't want to sleep with him, so he just left her. I think he flew out to like Turks and Caicos or something like that. Before even smashing, before having anything really solidified, he just flew her out, and she didn't want to do anything. So he was like, "I'm leaving you." And you know, whether you think he won or he lost, or you know, if he looks corny or if he looks like he did the right thing, it doesn't matter. The fact that this is being spoken about, this is something that when people hear his name, now they're going to think about this situation. It's just like crazy and unnecessary, and it's not something that I feel like would have happened back in the day with athletes, but the dynamic has shifted so much where this girl who doesn't really provide anything to the world, I don't know if maybe she's like an OnlyFans model or something like that, but she doesn't really provide anything to the world, and she feels like this person who has a lot of status, a lot of money, and has already spent some money on her is just like, not really worth sleeping with. She thinks she's gonna just get something out of him. She thinks she can just play with him, and she can, and she did, right? And if he was another guy, he probably would have just been mad and just came back. I'm sure that's not the first time she's probably had that situation happen. You know what I mean? There's probably been other players on in different sports or other teams or whatever. Maybe his teammates, who knows, that she's been flown out, just had a good time, and then said, "Well, I don't want to sleep with you," and the guy just had to take the L. And it's just crazy, right? It's crazy because that's he's worked so hard to attain something in society, and she's just a girl that looks good, right? And that shouldn't be even, and it definitely shouldn't be the fact that she's above him, but it has become that way. And obviously, one of the reasons is because of social media. In one particular way is that obviously it inflates the ego. We talk about this all the time. Everybody in the manosphere, everybody in Red Pill talks about it all the time. So I'm not gonna talk about it too long, but obviously the ego. You have these guys reaching out to you. You're just a regular girl and going to college, and you have superstars, people who've worked their whole lives, people all over the world know their name. They're in your DMs saying, "What can I do to get you to hang out with me? What can I do to sleep with you? What can I do? What can I do? Do you want me to fly you out? Do you want me to buy you a bag? Do you want me to do this? Do you want me to do that?" Right? And some girls are just happy to be there. That the clout is enough, right? But some of these girls are getting savvy, and they're like, "You got to do something," because beyond just the ego being inflated, right? The cat's out of the bag. The cat is out of the bag. And what do I mean the cat is out of the bag? Women now understand how much guys want to sleep with girls, how much they want vagina, man. Guys are just, as a species, we are super thirsty. We're just super thirsty, bro. It's unfortunate. Like, it's like a lot of men's conversation is this. Obviously, I'm doing YouTube, and a lot of what I'm talking about is based on dating, and it's like, women are the same, but what they have to contribute to get a guy is just not the same, not even close. It's not as difficult. It's so much easier, at least sexually, um, you know, to get a guy for them. To get a relationship for them, now that's when they start talking and doing a whole bunch of strategizing, and that's where their work goes into. It's like getting a guy to, stay loyal to them and stay, settle down with them. That's their work. But we work so hard just for the sex. We think so much about just the sex, and men always have been like that. We've always been like that. But what social media did is it exposed us for that, because again, girls are getting bombarded with attention. They're getting bombarded with messages. Guys of all levels, the tippity top superstar down to the bummy, whatever worker. I'm not gonna trash nobody, but whatever worker. They're all in their DMs together, in the same group. You got a blue check, you might slide through, or at least back in the day, you might slide through to the top, but you're still all in the DMs. we're still all in the DMs. And it's like, they realize, oh, these guys will do anything to sleep with me, right? And once upon a time, that wasn't possible for them to know that, right? Most girls wouldn't have had the opportunity to encounter a guy who could give them anything and would give them anything to sleep with them. A guy who's gonna fly them out to Turks and Caicos, a guy who's gonna do, whatever it takes to sleep with her. She wouldn't have encountered that in her everyday life. Some girl in the middle of nowhere in Kansas, or in the middle of nowhere in whatever city, whatever town, right, was not having those experiences. So she would never think, oh, this superstar would just do anything to sleep with me. So if she ever got the opportunity, if a basketball team was in town and the players were talking to her, it was like, oh my God, I'm talking to this guy, and the clout was enough, right? And the dynamic made sense. But now, because she can be in the boondocks somewhere, and a top basketball, football, soccer, baseball, hockey, whatever player has already reached out to her. She's got him on red right now. When the new guy comes, she's just like, oh, you're just like the other basketball player. So now these are these top level guys doing this, right? So imagine a regular guy. She's like, okay, well, I mean, I know you can't fly me out to here, but I'm gonna try to get this out of you. Because she knows, they're offering whatever they can offer at their level. And so it's exposed us. It's exposed us for being thirsty. And that's the killer. You're done if you're thirsty. So now women assume that you're thirsty. That's the assumption. Because she's seen all she sees all day long. If she's fairly attractive, she doesn't have to be amazingly attractive to think this either. If she's not ugly, she's fairly attractive, she knows this. So you coming up to her and trying to talk to her, you're thirsty until proven innocent. Right? It's like guilty until proven innocent. You're thirsty until you're proven innocent, right? And the only way to prove your innocence is to not behave like other guys. Not behave like other guys. But before I even get to that, I want to touch on another way that we got cooked and exposed for being thirsty, but in another way, is that having the ability to communicate immediately with a girl is not good for us. It's not good because we want to rush things. We want things to go fast. That's just naturally how we move. The testosterone makes us want to just like immediately mate and get things going. Before social media, but even beyond that, before texting, I think texting cooked us too, because before texting, before social media, you had to call, and calling takes a lot more investment and a lot more of things kind of working out. You got to schedule it. You got to, it just takes more effort to make a call to a girl. So not only does it take more effort, but they also used to have a rule of like 3 days, right? Okay, you're supposed to get a girl's number and then you wait 3 days. I don't think this was just an arbitrary rule that they came up with. Waiting 3 days gives a girl a chance to actually think about you. Right? If she liked you, she's gonna actually think about you. And it creates some uncertainty about, oh, I wonder if he's actually gonna call. We've all seen those old movies of the girls waiting by the phone, or she's talking with her friend. She's like, I wonder if he's gonna call me. I wonder if he's gonna call me. That's crucial in a girl liking you. I mentioned the other day about girls that they like guys that are kind of disinterested or nonchalant. Like that period of time, the 3-day period that they came up with, allows a girl to feel things about you. She feels highs about you. She feels lows about you. All within her mind. Her imagination is a lot of what is helpful for you to actually get her. What she thinks about you in her mind. It's not really you. It's how she perceives you. It's what she thinks about you. That's the thing that makes her either like you or dislike you. You as a human being in real life doesn't really matter. It's just her perception of you, right? So if she talks to you, has an amazing time with you, and then a day goes by, right? 2 days goes by. Now, she's thinking about you in the first day. It's the highs. The second day, she's like, oh, okay, well, this was, she might be level even. She might not drop immediately, but she might be like, okay, still thinking about it. But, I haven't talked. I kind of would like to talk to him again, right? Third day comes. Now it's like, oh, okay, I wonder if he's going to call me, right? I hope he calls me. She's had chances to think about you, talk about you with her friends. It's really important for her to like go through that in her mind and go through that in her emotions. Everybody talks about how a woman needs to feel something about you. Well, let's say you have a good night with her, you text her good night at home. So you saw her in person, you said, all right, I'll see you later. But that it doesn't end there. Then you contact her again when she gets home, or you tell her to contact you. So she gets home, she texts you, hey, I'm good. You're like, okay, cool, perfect, yeah, good night, right? So there was no missing you in that point because she already knew she was gonna get a text. And when she did get a text, there was no time for her to miss you or think anything about you, or she's just trying to get home and get ready for bed, right? Boom. Now you text her in the morning, whether you text her good morning and she wakes up to it, or you text her good morning like a couple hours after she wakes up, where she's really just focused on what she's doing and she's not really thinking about you anyways. Like she doesn't have any downtime to let her imagination run about you, and that's crucial, right? So immediately you kind of kill it, right? And usually, and this is something that I've experienced recently and been talking about with my friends, like if you do text back that next day, they don't respond. They don't respond. It's like at that point you're thirsty because of all the other things I mentioned before, the experiences that they've had. You text her the next morning, up, another thirsty guy that will do anything to sleep with me. Let me hold off until I need him. Right? Let me hold him off till I need him. All right. And she's still in search of that real guy who's not going to do that. The guy who's going to make her feel the ups and the downs and give her time to be like, have some type of insecurity and some type of like unsureness. So that's what builds attraction. That's what makes interactions interesting between men and women. That uncertainty. You're not really sure. You're like, because if not, it just gets dull. I think for men and women, but especially for women up front. But yeah, so back to what I was saying earlier, the only way for you to get out of that group of thirsty guys is to do something different. So when you don't text her back the next day, or, you know, in the beginning before you even hang out with her, you're taking hours to respond, right? You want to always give good interactions. You want, every time you interact, every time you engage, you want it to be positive. You want it to be good. But then you want to take that away and have your absence mean something. The only way to have your absence mean something is to be absent. You can't be texting her all the time or texting her right away every day and be absent at the same time. The absence makes the heart grow fonder, right? That's what they say. The absence makes the heart grow fonder. So if you're not absent, her heart can't grow fond for you. She can't like you. It's not possible. It's just not possible. So fall back. Because if not, you just look thirsty. You don't look persistent. I know you're trying to assure her. You're trying to make sure she doesn't forget you. You're trying to, speed it up before somebody else comes along and takes her. That doesn't work anymore. It worked back then, maybe, because everybody was taking 3 days and everybody was, it took a lot to make a phone call. You had to make sure her parents weren't home if you're younger, or if, she was actually at home to get the call, right? She was actually at home. You had time to talk when you called her, right? You can't just call her just to be like, hey, what's up? Like it was probably to have a conversation, right? You're going to connect a lot more on a call than you will in text. A text doesn't mean anything anyways. So it's just once you text, you are no longer human. You're just a text, right? So you're not really engaging with her anyways, right? But back in the day, you were. And it had to be scheduled, and you at least had to have time. So your natural thirstiness as a man, you couldn't really express it. That's essentially what I'm saying. And we can express it anytime because we can always reach out, always text. Not just text, not just DM, but you liking her pictures all the time. You watching her stories all the time. She sees you all the time. And trying to look at her, trying to see her, validating her, right? It's terrible, right? It's overkill. And the only way, again, is to stop doing that stuff. So for me, like I said, that just happened to me recently. Twice. Happened to me recently twice. 2 Asian girls. I went on a date with one, and then I texted her the next day, like just some, not even like, hey, how you doing? But just some reference from the date, like a kind of like a sarcastic comment from the date, but she just didn't reply. I'm like, all right, whatever. And then I told you about the girl that I met out, that like gave me the eyes in the club, and I texted her the next day. I wasn't even going to, but then for some reason I did. My friend was like, he's like, oh, you didn't text her yet? And I was like, oh, I guess I didn't. I was like, oh yeah, let me just text her and see what's up. Killed myself, right? So, and I'm sure that's happened to you guys, right? And you probably just recently did that. The one thing you can do to salvage yourself, the only way you can come back from that. So in the future, don't do it again. You know, just wait. Just wait. She'll reach out if she likes you, or you can just reach out way later. Then it means more when you reach out because she's had time to think and feel about you. But if you're already in the middle of that circumstance, what you can do, or what you make sure you don't do, is double text. Do not double text. The urge you feel to like, okay, well, let me try to, no. Understand that you cooked yourself and just back up. Just walk away, just step away, right? If you've already sent the text, weeks later, don't send another text. The text is there, she knows it's there, she saw it. As soon as it came in, I promise you, as soon as it came in, she saw it. Right when it said delivered, it popped up, and then she saw it, and she said, she swiped up, and then she just went back to whatever she was doing, or talking to whoever she was talking to, or whatever it is. And if it wasn't instant, within an hour, she saw it. She was at work doing whatever. She checked her phone, checked the time, saw it. All right, put it down and went back to what she was doing. Later, she opened her phone. She went to the text. She scrolled right by your text. And then she went and texted her friend. She texted the other guy that didn't reply to her. You know, that took a long time to reply. And she got to feel about him. She scrolled right past your text and she texted him. And when you double text, you eject yourself from the game forever. If you don't text, like double text, because what happened to me is the first Asian girl that I went on a date with and then hit her up the next day, I was just like, you know what? I cooked myself. Let me just walk away. And then what I realized is, oh, a week later, she texted me, or she replied on Hinge. And then we were able to have a phone call. And now I know better. I'm not going to text her after the phone call. I'm going to just wait and let her think about the phone call. She can go. We had a really deep conversation. It's a lot to think about, a lot to feel about. I'm going to let her go through all them emotions, all them feelings. Right? She told me her mom was in town, so I'm definitely not going to hit her up. She's entertaining her mom. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be eager. I'm not going to be thirsty. It's hard, especially if you don't have any other women to deal with, right? In that time period. But what you need to do, and what I'm going to incorporate, is waiting and not expecting to even hang out for like weeks. If I match with a girl, I'm not trying to hang out with her the same week. It's dead. You're thirsty if you try to make that happen. If that happens naturally, organically, right? If you're talking to a girl and then she goes, oh, send me your number, or she sends you her number, she's like, I'm not really on here like that. Like, it's easier if we just text. If she's giving you signs like that, okay, cool. But even then, you're just gonna get more out of the interaction long term, and it'll be more consistent. It'll be more like, okay, it'll be more rewarding if you just wait, right? It's more rewarding to have a girl jump your bones or really want you because you guys have been talking for 2 or 3 weeks. So then now when you meet, she feels like she knows you, she's thought about you, she's had all this stuff. So now she's just like, she's into you, as opposed to you hang out after 2 days, she doesn't really know you, she's uncomfortable. You try to talk, you're trying to like do your thing with her, and she's, you know what I mean? She's kind of reserved, or kind of, it's a better experience the more familiar a woman is with you, right? So the eagerness kills you in so many ways. That's another way, right? You don't get the benefit of familiarity, right? That's another way that it kills you. So just wait. Don't expect to hang out with the girl for weeks, a month, whatever. It's gonna suck because, like I said, if you don't have anything in the meantime, it's like when you get a new job, like you're in a pickle. You're like, dang, I need a new job, right? I just left my other job. I still got my bills I gotta pay, but this job, you don't get paid the first week, right? You gotta wait till that second week to get paid on your job. This is the same thing. You ain't got no girl right now. You gotta build your roster, or get this girl to be, you know, familiar with you, comfortable with you. But in the meantime, you're not gonna have anything. You might not have anything. You just got to tough it out until, you know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, or a month later, when you guys hang out and she's like, oh, she really likes you because she's familiar with you. All right, so that's why we've been getting cooked, bro. We got exposed for being thirsty. Every possible way that we can show our thirst, you know, we do, and social media allows for that. Texting allows for that. Instant access to the girl, or what we think is access to the girl, is killing us. And we got to chill, relax, fall back, take your time. Don't be so eager. Don't be thirsty. Control the thirstiness. There's other things in life to enjoy. There's other things in life to, you know, find value in, and you know, be passionate about and think about, other than women. And when you do those things, you naturally aren't thirsty. But, you know, if you don't have those things, whatever, just discipline yourself so that your behavior is not thirsty at the very least. You know, have great interactions, and then, you know, let her do her thing. All right, so that's the video for today. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Drop some more topics in the comment section. I got my coaching calls in the description box, man. If you need help, if you struggling with whatever it is, if you think my explanations are detailed here, if you think my explanations are good, if you're learning a lot from it, I can't even explain to you how much better it is in a coaching call, because it's so personalized to you. I break down, we get really detailed into the situation. Breaking down moment by moment. Like, it's really, really helpful in my opinion. And, you know, my clients, I've never had a complaint. I've always had people coming back. Really, really grateful after the call. And, you know, it's always a good experience. So if you can get a coaching call, man, try it out, get a coaching call. But yeah, that's the video, man. Like I said, so y'all know what it is. It's Mind Over Matter, Marv Over Matter. Let's get it.